Hi, I'm Jenny with The Forest Daisy. In this video, I created 3 door hanger signs for Halloween using pizza pans from Dollar Tree. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel, and you can hit the bell icon and you'll be notified when I post more crafting videos. I have seen different projects with pizza pans from Dollar Tree, so I decided to use the ones I have had in my craft stash for a while. For this one, I painted around the edge with some orange chalk paint. I dried the first layer with my heat gun and then went over it a second time. I didn't paint the whole pan because I traced a circle onto this patterned paper, and then I cut that out with some scissors, and I added Mod Podge around the pan and then pressed the paper on top. And I did have some bubbles that showed up in the paper, so I used my heat gun and then just smoothed those out with my fingers. I also had a wood bead garland from Dollar Tree, and I hot glued that around the edge of the paper. And then when I got back to the top, I cut the extra beads off, and I will use those extra ones for a different project. But I tied a knot at the end of the twine so that those beads would stay in place. And then I cut out an image on my Cricut that says October 31st, and it has a spider off to the side. And I transferred that onto this tag sign from Dollar Tree using some transfer tape that is from Amazon, and I will link that below. Then I made a bow and I glued that to the top of the sign, and then I hot glued that in the center of the pizza pan. I created a hanger with a piece of ribbon, and I always seem to forget to get out my finger protectors when I'm hot gluing things, so that's why I use my scissors to press the ribbon down. The second pizza pan I also painted with orange chalk paint to create a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. This one I did cover the whole pan with 2 coats. I like to use chalk paint for projects like this because I think it has better coverage for the base layer, but I did use acrylic paint for the pumpkin accents. I used a reddish orange and painted a line around the pan, as well as some lines going from top to bottom to make it look more like a pumpkin. I drew a jack-o'-lantern face with a pencil and then filled that in with black paint. I did have to touch up some spots where I went a bit outside of the lines. Then I used a paint pen marker and added lines, dots, and little stars around the face so it would stand out more. And then I glued a couple of fake leaves at the top of the pizza pan and put a flower in between. And then I used some jute rope for the hanger. This last pizza pan I painted white because I wanted it to look like the moon. After the base was dry, I started to dry brush some paint on to look like craters or even clouds going over the moon. I realized that black was too intense, so since I already had white paint left over, I brushed the paint over the black so that it turned gray. And then the extra paint also made it easier for me to swirl the paint and create better shapes. Then I used my Cricut again to cut out the quote, "When witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laughs and whispers, 'tis near Halloween." I placed the vinyl at the bottom part of the moon. Then I also had a couple of bats that were a part of that image from Design Space. So I placed those onto the moon as well. And then I used some black and white striped ribbon from Hobby Lobby for the hanger. And then I decided to also create a bow to add onto the sign.